watching the Livewell, presented by Mercury, exclusively on Bassmaster.com.
Livewell time, of course, Davy Hite stepping up big time with the Bassmaster Elite Series on all our Bassmaster TV platforms here. And last year, you stepped up big time to start the year. I mean, you were full-time with us at the Classic. That was fantastic. And I don't think, if we're going to gin up some enthusiasm for this one coming up on Lake Conroe, we can just start by saying what a great Classic it was last year.
Oh, it was. You know, it's one of my favorite of all time. You know, obviously my favorite is the one I won, but yeah. Other than that, you know, it was just truly incredible the way Edwin kept fighting throughout the event, and then there at the end, you know, everything came together for him. The wind had to blow. That clear water, there were some guys that were doing well in the tournament, and they just bombed right the second day and kind of going into that and gave up on that area. And, you know, it's just hard for those people to keep catching those fish in that clear water without the wind. And then the wind blew on the last day. I mentioned several times, you know, leading up to that, if the wind blows on the third day, like they're saying, somebody's going to make a move here. And, you know, I had no idea it was going to be that big a move. Edwin Evers made the biggest move in Classic history.
6 pounds back, he catch 30 pounds almost on the final day. I don't know what can recommend a Classic to do more than that, but why are you recommending this year's Classic? Give us some scenarios that could be just as involving for everybody who wants to watch.
Well, you know, like last year's Classic, when you had so much going on, I remember Bill Lowen, he was fishing so slow and methodically flipping, and you know, you had Jason Christie going down the bank throwing a spinnerbait. You had, you know, Alton Jones, I think, was actually catching fish that were spawning back in the little pocket, the marina pocket. And I think you'll have a lot of that this year. I think you'll have a lot of different guys doing a lot of different things. It could be spawn, post-spawn, just depends on how our winter shapes up. But, you know, there'll be a lot of things going on, and that's what I think really makes it interesting. You know, we like certain techniques, but it's really cool to go, you know, the top 5 guys in the Classic to all be doing different things and all have their own game plan and their strategies.
Give me 2 names. If it turns out to be a transition deal, who's going to win? If it's pure post-spawn, who's going to win?
Well, you know, Keith Combs will be hard to beat if it's post-spawn, because he has so much knowledge of that lake, his fish there, knows offshore stuff. You know, I've thought a lot. You know, if it's spawn or a little pre-spawn, which it very well could be, shallow water thing, you know, Brett Hite has had a lot of success in the last couple of years with a chatterbait type bait, you know, vibrating jig, and just shallow water fishing. He had several really close events last year that he could have and possibly should have won. So he's kind of my dark horse, somebody you better watch if it's, you know, spawn or immediate pre-spawn.
All right, 6 hours of Davy Hite every day of the Classic Bassmaster Live. Can't wait for it. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Davy, for being on Livewell.